Nabhay Sparsha Deepatam, touch the sky with glory. This is the motto of Indian Air Force. And let me tell you, since I am with the Josh talks today, that the word Josh has got great meaning. I am Air Marshal Anil Chopra, a fighter pilot of Indian Air Force, and I am here today to tell you about Nabhay Sparsha Deepatam, touch the sky with glory. This is the motto of Indian Air Force. I am Air Marshal Anil Chopra, a fighter pilot of Indian Air Force, and I am here today to tell you about my journey through the service. Let me tell you a little about my own self. I belong to a small town in Punjab, and I belong to a middle-class family. And when I was still young, there were no good schools nearby. And a Sainik school came up nearby in the 1961-62 period. And my father wanted me to join a Sainik school, not because he wanted me to join military, but because I should get good education and I should live a disciplined life. It's only when I was in the Sainik school, mind you, I started wearing uniform when I was 9 years old. And in the school, I saw military officers, upright bearing, smartly turned out, highly disciplined, and I thought, that is what I want to be one day. And then came the 1965 war, and in Punjab, we could see on top of us air combat taking place between Indian and Pakistani aircraft, and seeing these aeroplanes, my mind changed further from not just being a military officer, but to be an Air Force fighter pilot. And from there, I appeared from National Defense Academy, and after I joined the academy, I found it's tough life. They toughen you both mentally and physically, and they really make a man out of a boy. And at a very young age of 20, I got commissioned as a fighter pilot in Indian Air Force. I was flying a fighter jet, sitting alone with bombs and rockets and guns under my aircraft, and big responsibility at a young age of 20. Why I am highlighting this is that young people are looking for jobs in this country, and there are opportunities, but there are tough opportunities, and we have to get going. And in the Indian Air Force at a very young age, even today you can become an officer at the age of 22, 23. So that is how I joined the Air Force, became a fighter pilot, became a qualified flying instructor, became a test pilot, and whatever, commanded the Mirage 2000 squadron, the squadron boys, who are now called the Balakot boys. First real air combat between India and any other country actually took place in 1965 war. That Flight Lieutenant K.C. Karyappa, he was flying a Hunter aircraft on a strike into Pakistan. His aircraft was shot. He landed on the ground, parachute, and then he was made a prisoner of war. Now, K.C. Karyappa's father was the first Commander-in-Chief, General Karyappa, later Field Marshal Karyappa. And on the other side in Pakistan, Ayub Khan was the president, dictator. And when Ayub Khan came to know that General Karyappa's son has parachuted and become a prisoner of war, he immediately called up General Karyappa, because General Karyappa was his immediate senior when he was in Indian Army before the partition, and told him that your son is in good shape and I can have him sent back to India immediately. And you know what, I want everybody to know what General Karyappa said. General Karyappa said, "He is my son no more. He is the son of Indian nation. He was sent on this mission by the country for a professional job. And therefore, if you wish to release him as a prisoner of war, kindly release all prisoners of war together And if that is not possible, then I do not want my son to come back, because he must be treated like everybody else who's the son of this country. See the high value system. A father is telling his enemy that please, I do not want no favors for my son, because it will be insult to the uniform and the value and ethos system that I had learnt all my life. So see what the armed forces have to tell the corporate world, that even in the corporate world there is a need for ethos. Now let me give you an example. We all respect Tatas because they have set up a value system in the corporate world for so many decades, and therefore it is important that in the civil world also we respect only those people who are doing business with honesty and ethos and for the good of the nation. Next is the incident that took place on 22nd November 1971 in the eastern sector. 4 sabers had come to attack Indian Army positions. 2 MiG-21s and 2 Nats, which were operating a special detachment at Dum Dum Airport in Calcutta, were launched by the radar controller. And in the ensuing fight, 3 out of the 4 sabers were shot. These 4 pilots became instant heroes in the whole country for the success of this air combat. Among the Pakistani pilots, one of the pilots who ejected over the town of Bohra, this war is called the Bohra air combat, and there he was caught by Indian Army people, Flight Lieutenant Pervez Qureshi. This boy, when he went back after repatriation of POWs to Pakistan, he later on became the Chief of Air Staff in Pakistan Air Force. Interestingly, during the Kargil War, he was the Air Chief in Pakistan, and he made sure that Pakistan Air Force was not engaged into the Kargil War. This is a debt that he was paying back to India for the way he had been looked after. The point I'm trying to make is that war, in corporate world also you have enemies. There is a competition, but there is a value system. While you compete hard, but you do not lose your basic sense of decency, respect for humanity, respect for the other person. That is the lessons we need to learn from this. Kargil War is acknowledged across the world for the leadership and courage displayed by very young officers and JCOs. 4 people got Paramveer Chakra, including Captain Manoj Pandey, Naib Subedar Yadav, and Sipahi Sanjay Singh. And India lost 500 people who became martyrs. Pakistan lost more than 700 people. But whatever war it was, Indian Air Force played a great role. So Kargil, the big role played by Indian Air Force was that it hastened the end of war. It greatly reduced Indian Army's casualties. Why I was talking about Kargil War and the very young leaders is to tell our corporate world, people who are trying to make startups, that action time is that. That means children who between the age of 25 to 30, if they are not into action, then later on it becomes so much difficult. We all know Bill Gates, college dropout. We know Jack Ma. We know so many corporate leaders who got into action at a very young age. And here the action involved risk to human life when these young people led their troops into near sure death scenarios. So corporate world, there is a need to learn great lesson from what happened in Kargil. Let me now tell you an old man's tale. In the last year of my service, when I was 59 years, 2 months old, in the rank of an Air Marshal. I was flying a Mirage 2000 airborne from Gwalior. 5 minutes after takeoff, at an altitude of 11,000 feet, the engine seized. Engine broke. Mirage has a single engine like most fighters. And now was the test of my life's training. Now was the test of my fitness. Now was the test of my guts. Because everybody feels very secure in the cockpit. And there is an uncertainty of an ejection. But I'm proud to say that I had trained well. And finally ejected from that fighter aircraft over the Chambal ravines. I must also mention that when you eject, there are 19 rocket-soaked cartridges which fire in a particular sequence, all within less than 2 seconds. And the force on your body when you eject is 25 times the gravitational force. And normally with this force, even young people, their back and neck get injured. But I'm proud to say that I'm standing in front of you today, standing erect. And God was kind, of course, but also the great training that Indian Air Force had given me. The point I'm trying to make is that there are so many desires of ours which we do not fulfill early enough in life. Remember, ye zindagi na milegi dobara. So all your desires try to fulfill as early as you can. You all remember this movie, Three Idiots. You know, in that movie, what came out very clearly is that we must choose our profession which we love. Choose profession in which you have passion. And that is what is most crucial. This is advice to all young people. I say Air Force is a great life, but choose your profession that you would love it. Ye zindagi na milegi dobara. Make the best of it. 1/3 of the day, if not more, is spent at work. And if that part you have not enjoyed, you have wasted your life. There is learning at every point of your life. And let me tell you, since I am with the Josh Talks today, that the word Josh has got great meaning. It means passion. It means zeal. It means enthusiasm. Big word, but very important word, Josh. Let me thank Josh Talks for calling me for this talk, and I hope I've enthused Josh among all the people.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.